All right, listen up. Everybody's so excited about the fecal matter on the stage. All right.
Not about me.
And you, of course.
Okay. Most of you, Abilene is at least a temporary home. I mean, you may not live here, but you're here for a little bit. You eat, you sleep, and you try to have fun in this mid-sized West Central Texas town. It may be boring, but the people here kind of make it bearable and fun. But like any other community, Abilene has its problems. It's got poverty, people in need, and neglect in places that you may not even realize. To combat this, churches and organizations do community service, but they often find themselves short on volunteers. Now, where's a great place where we can find a lot of young, strong people to do, volunteer service? College, right? But a lot of the times, college students aren't available or don't want to help out. Today, I want to talk to you about why college students don't volunteer a lot, a way to reverse this trend, and how it could benefit Abilene, Hardin-Simmons and Abilene. First, I'll talk about why students don't volunteer. According to Susan Jones and Kathleen Hill, 22.7% of students don't think that community service is important, and 30.9% don't value being a community leader. These statistics seem really, really low. Why is it so low? I think it's probably a lack of motivation. Not because we're too lazy, because I don't think that's the problem with Hardin-Simmons, but there's just not enough time. Between classes, homework, athletics, extracurricular activities, not to mention sleep, there's just no time to do it. Plus, also, many students aren't introduced to ways in which they can serve. And also, students that don't attend church or that aren't familiar with service organizations would miss out on knowing about service opportunities, as well as students that are new to Abilene. Now that I've discussed the problem, I want to discuss a possible solution. There's a growing movement in America to implement service learning classes in college curriculums. According to Artis Nelson and Jessica Scott, service learning is basically a classroom setting in which we go out and do community service. Basically gives you class credit for community service. It developed as a Spanish class at Eastern Tennessee State University, but really we could apply this to any major, and it could really enrich anybody that chose to do it. It engages students in responsible and challenging actions inside and outside the classroom. Well, how would this work? Donna Long, according to Donna Long, there are two ways. First, the students could focus on a big project throughout the semester, like renovating a house or just fixing up places, or maybe giving food to the poor, going to work at a soup kitchen. Another way is to select from a variety of projects which teachers seem to favor more. What about classwork? Susan Plan says that the components for this class are experience, reflection, analysis, and application. Now, this could be addressed with, keeping a weekly journal or maybe writing a couple of papers, but this really wouldn't be the focus of the class. The focus would be community service. You've seen you've seen a possible solution to this problem of students not volunteering. But how would it affect Hardin-Simmons and Abilene? By adding these courses, Hardin-Simmons could be classified in a very special category of colleges. According to Joseph Hellbrant, in 2006, the Carnegie Foundation for Improvement of Higher Learning added a new category to its classifications of colleges called community engagement. Now, if HSU added these classes, it could be considered a community engagement college. Another reason that service learning classes would be great is students would feel better about themselves. It's been proven that community service equals like a sense of accomplishment. And also you get a bigger sense of self-worth, and you know, you feel selfless because you're doing something for somebody else. Also, if the courses counted for college credit, you're one step closer to graduating. The community would be vastly improved in terms of poverty reduction and neglect reduction, since there'd be more people to serve, and that would equal more accomplishment of service, and it would revitalize and grow and cause the community to grow. Also, with more volunteers, there'd be more opportunities to serve. Now that you've seen how beneficial this can be, how do we make it happen? Well, the first step is to spread word. We could put out posters, we could talk to student congress, etc. And once the idea becomes popular, the second step would just to go talk to the school officials. Tell them what's so good about service learning and how we think this could be a good thing. And they'll decide from there. Maybe if they don't put it in immediately, maybe there'll be a better time later in which we could. In conclusion, I told you why students aren't volunteering, a possible solution through service learning courses, and the positive impact it could have on HSU and Abilene.